Welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with the Tennessee Titans. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They'll start with the option. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. And this, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
First carry now for Trey Sermon. And he stopped immediately there. 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Lance. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 45-yard line.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
He'll find Sermon out of the backfield. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Off of play action, here's Lance. And that's caught. It's Brian Edwards. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
That was a really nice job there, stretching zone coverage by running that route deep enough before breaking it back towards the sideline and being open.
And a precise throw for the reception in the first. Lance, a give now to Sermon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Now Lance. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on 3rd down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. To throw, it's Lance. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Niners, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach, and let's face it, this season certainly has not gone the way many had expected or at least hoped. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier this week.
Yeah, we certainly did, didn't we? Because, let's face it, he's heard the whispers. And they're growing louder that he shouldn't be around next year. He essentially stormed out of that meeting you just referenced with the reporters. How did he end it? We're done here. Well, that's a function of losing and all the pressure that's on him. Hear about pressure creating diamonds? In this case, it's bursting the pipes of the coach.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give to Cook out of the gun. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Third down, Mayfield. This is Smith with a grab. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Charles, he lost a fumble last week as well. So now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic. But downfield in open space, that's dangerous as well, because you may make someone miss, and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
Here's Lance. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To the right side, this is Sermon. And he is going to get this close to the first down markers. He's brought down at the Titans' 29. Lance to throw on 3rd and 1. Checks it down to Sermon out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Open receiver here, complete, it's Parker. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
2nd and goal from the 1. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Touchdown! Deebo Samuel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And some space here. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Mayfield forced out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
1:55 left to go in the first half of play. Around the NFL, they're in the 2nd in Philly, and the Eagles out in front early. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Lance now on 1st down. That's into the hands of Edwards. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Play action. Now it's Lance. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. He's got Ayuk once again. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Seibert on for the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little game. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Play fake. Mayfield. He completes this to Russell Gage. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. A give. This is Cook. breaks the tackle. Now an alley. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mayfield to throw it. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Ambry Thomas. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet, so they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Devontae Parker as the first half is winding down. And the Niners would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Mayfield's throw taken in by Slayton. And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mayfield. He's going to look deep down the field. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now, remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. got his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Here's Thomas on the return. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. From the gun, it's Lance. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Lance looking to throw it. He gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. 30, the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
I think this is where you have to have the term situational football in your head, because this game is pretty much in the palm of your hand, and the one thing you can't afford to do, turn the ball over. Now you've given the patient a little bit of a heartbeat, haven't you? And now they're feeling it, and they're back in this game.
Yeah, still a little bit of a lead, but that makes things more interesting. We're still just in the 3rd quarter here. The point after is good, and that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw here taken in by Parker. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play that time on the catch and run. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle, because where it goes, that's where you find his body. And he was able to get in there and make a great play.
And Lance now to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now Lance again. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. On second down, Samuel. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Lance giving it to Sermon now on the option. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Trey Sermon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is now 24. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Mayfield off the play fake. They'll roll him out right. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 59 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They go play action. Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Jonnu Smith, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And they'll begin by running the option. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. They'll find Ayuk open right side. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Pitch and catch there, good for 13. And it'll bring up a second down. They'll go option to the short side. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The Niners on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Again, it's Sermon. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now Lance. This to the outside, it's Sermon. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Lance now on first down. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. Sermon now on 1st and 10. He's to the 10. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Trey Sermon, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead is now 24. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Mayfield on play action. He's going to float this over the middle deep. He's got a man complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play that time for the Titans. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most often...
Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Russell Gage, his first touchdown on the year. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. Well, he scrambled outside of the pocket, wondered what was going to happen there. He fired a dart. That's what happened.
He certainly did. Scrambled left, looked left, and then left it in the receiver's hands with some dispatch.
In the receiver's hands, in the end zone for the score. Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Oh, that's true. You've said that before. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, had he opted for the touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. He'll have a first down past the 40. And past the 40, before it was out of bounds. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Here's Lance to throw it. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lance, they set up the screen for Sermon. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Throwing now is Lance. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Devontae Parker. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do?
That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Titans. But Baker Mayfield only 6'1", but he can certainly sling it, and we saw evidence of that right there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one 62 yards in the air. Extra point attempt to come here. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18.
Makes the score Niners 45, Titans 27.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a one-score game, but touchdowns on their last two drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Oh, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. Throwing again on second down. Lance. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Edwards. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Lance throwing complete here to Sermon. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 50-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Checks it down to Sermon out of the backfield. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Well, he flew past 200, 300, 400 yards. Now he's over 450 yards passing on the day.
So what you're saying is oxygen for everyone catching the ball and trying to defend?
Yeah, especially those guys trying to defend right now.
No doubt. They've got to be a confused group because they haven't been able to defend him very well at all. And I think he just wants to keep firing. When you have that kind of a day, you're just locked in. Just keep calling those pass plays.
A play fake for Sermon. Now Lance going for it all. And incomplete on the deep ball.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Here's Sermon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. And they'll run with Sermon. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Trey Sermon taking it in from a yard out. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. And the Titans are going to recover the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
First down, Mayfield. Goes right back to Smith again. And it's a Titans touchdown. Jonnu Smith from 21 yards away. And the Titans are able to close the gap just a bit. No problem there on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and